Oh my, what a treat.
The green girls, dun dun.
Finnegan, a little different than most of our animals here at the zoo. This guy was actually hand-raised here at our zoo by our staff here. It's because his mom couldn't produce any milk to raise him, so in order for him to survive, we had to intervene and bottle feed him since he was born. And since he's been around people his entire life, he's really comfortable with us, and that's why he can be on his leash and harness and get a chance for people like you to take a look at him. Yeah, Finnegan is almost 3 years old. He'll be 3 this April. So these guys are found on the Channel Islands and nowhere else in the world, except for a handful of zoos, only 6 zoos. In the entire captive population, there's only 8 of these guys left. Does he feel kind of soft or kind of rough?
Is he like a porcupine?
Yeah. Not like
Most people say he's usually a little bit rougher than he looks.
wow, I've never touched the fox.
And today is actually the perfect example on why his fur is actually a little rough. This outer layer are called the guard hairs, and that's actually kind of like a jacket for him. Provide a little bit of weatherproofing, and then we have the red fur is this really soft undercoat. That's what kind of insulates him, keeps him warm.
What's the diet?
Whatever's smaller than him. Out on the Channel Islands, the diet can really vary from island to island, depending on which one. So there'll be anything from deer mice down to insects. They've even been known to scavenge off deer, elk, and elephant seals, sea lions. So if they can find it, they'll eat it. They've also adapted to climbing trees, so they can get different fruits, berries, or even birds, bird eggs, things like that.
And what kind of personality would you say would he be closest to?
As far as like what type of animal?
Correct.
All foxes in general are kind of a half dog, half cat. They have cat-like eyes. Island foxes in particular can climb trees like a cat. They're mostly solitary like a cat. However, they are in the canine family, so they are closely related to dogs. He's not that comfortable with people. And you might actually notice, since you guys are pretty close, he actually smells a lot like a skunk.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Yeah, foxes, that's him, not me. Foxes are very territorial, and one of the ways they mark their territory is with that just naturally occurring scent that they have. And it's kind of musty like a skunk, and especially when he gets wet, you'll start smelling it more and more. So worse than a wet dog.
Aww.
And because he was hand-raised, he doesn't really know exactly how to be a fox. So it's questionable whether or not if you would pair up with a female or not. These guys, we've been working with the recovery of island foxes for about 10 years now. And the reason they actually declined on our islands right off our coast was actually the bald eagles, which are native out there, started disappearing due to mostly pesticide poisoning. And as they started disappearing, golden eagles started making their way up to the island. And golden eagles primarily eat terrestrial animals like foxes. The bald eagles, when they were out there, they primarily eat fish, and they helped keep away other predators like golden eagles. So without the eagles out there, the golden eagles moved in and started eating foxes by the dozens.
Oh, wow.
So at one time, there was only 14 individuals left on Santa Rosa and San Miguel Island. So due to breeding efforts at the zoo, along with some of our partners like the National Park Service, these guys have made quite a bit of recovery. On Santa Rosa Island, right off our coast, they're probably about 150 now.
Oh, wow.
San Miguel Island, which is the next island over, there's probably about 200 of these guys left. So they're from 14 to into the hundreds. Their numbers are definitely improving, and every year for the last 3 years, the population has actually increased every year due to breeding efforts.
The green girls, dun dun.